Imagine waking up 5 years from now and realizing that the world around you has changed. Markets have shifted, opportunities have emerged, and some people are far ahead, while others are left trying to catch up. What if you could see it coming? What if you knew the patterns before they became headlines? That's exactly what the wealthiest people in the world do. They don't rely on luck. They rely on foresight, strategy, and a mindset most people overlook. Over the next few minutes, we're going to dive into Capital Compass, the insights that reveal what the rich know about the next 5 years, information that most people miss entirely. And no, this isn't about vague predictions or guesswork. This is about tangible trends, financial shifts, and opportunities that could define your future wealth if you understand them now. Let's start with one simple truth. The wealthy don't just react, they anticipate. While the average person is scrambling to keep up with inflation, rising costs, or the latest tech craze, the rich are already positioning themselves. How? By understanding three critical pillars: finance, technology, and global economic shifts. These pillars don't just predict change, they create advantage. Take technology, for instance. The last decade saw the rise of platforms that disrupted entire industries. Social media reshaped marketing, artificial intelligence transformed jobs, and the rich weren't just watching, they were investing. They spotted early trends, backed the right startups, and positioned themselves to benefit before mainstream attention hit. Over the next 5 years, similar opportunities are brewing, but most people won't notice until it's too late. Cryptocurrencies, green energy, AI-driven healthcare, and advanced automation aren't just buzzwords, they're signals. Signals that those with capital and insight are already acting on. But it's not only technology. Economic shifts are equally important. Global supply chains are evolving, interest rates are unpredictable, and governments are increasingly engaging in strategic investments. While many people see instability as a risk, the wealthy see patterns. They know where resources will be scarce, which sectors will grow, and which markets are poised for a surge. This isn't magic, it's careful analysis, networking, and an ability to read beyond the headlines. One example comes from the real estate sector. While the average investor might panic when prices fluctuate, the rich evaluate long-term trends, population growth, migration patterns, and infrastructure development. They buy where demand will explode, not just where the prices seem low today. In other words, they invest with foresight, not fear. Another pillar the wealthy understand is behavioral economics. They know that most people make decisions based on emotions, news cycles, or the fear of missing out. This creates inefficiencies in markets that the informed can exploit. By staying calm, rational, and proactive, they turn volatility into opportunity. Imagine buying assets when everyone else is selling out of panic. That's exactly how fortunes are built. Finally, the rich approach money differently. For many, income isn't the goal. Wealth preservation and growth are. They focus on assets that appreciate, generate passive income, and hedge against risks others ignore. Stocks, bonds, commodities, digital assets, even alternative investments. Each choice is deliberate. And over the next 5 years, understanding these mechanisms could be the difference between stagnation and exponential growth. So, what does all this mean for you? It's simple. The world is changing, and those who understand the compass of capital will navigate it successfully. The next 5 years will reward foresight, preparation, and adaptivity. And here's the key. The wealthy aren't just predicting the future, they're shaping it. Now, let's get specific. If the past 5 years have taught us anything, it's that opportunity rarely waits. Those who succeed in the next 5 years will understand not only what to invest in, but how to position themselves strategically. Let's break down the sectors and strategies the wealthy are already watching. First, technology. Artificial intelligence isn't just about robots or automation, it's about transforming how businesses operate, how healthcare is delivered, and how financial decisions are made. Early adopters of AI tools are already seeing massive efficiency gains. But here's the secret. It's not just about using technology, it's about controlling it. The richest investors aren't just buying stocks in AI companies, they're funding solutions that solve real-world problems, creating proprietary advantages that others can't copy easily. Second, green energy and sustainability. The next wave of wealth is tied to the planet. Electric vehicles, renewable energy infrastructure, and sustainable agriculture are more than trends. They're fundamental shifts in how the world produces and consumes resources. Wealthy investors are not just speculating, they're placing informed bets on long-term demand, regulatory support, and technological breakthroughs. Understanding these dynamics now allows you to spot companies, regions, and projects that will grow exponentially. Third, global markets. Diversification is more than spreading money across stocks and bonds. It's about understanding geopolitical trends, emerging economies, and where capital flows next. Countries with growing middle classes, expanding infrastructure, and technological adoption are magnets for investment. But caution is key. The wealthy don't blindly enter new markets. They analyze local policies, cultural trends, and financial stability before making a move. Learning to do the same can protect you from risk while positioning you for outsized returns. Fourth, alternative assets. Art, collectibles, private equity, and digital assets might seem niche, but for the rich, they are essential. These investments are less liquid and often overlooked, but that's precisely why they can generate enormous value. The wealthy know that true advantage comes from spotting undervalued opportunities before mainstream attention hits. And here's the psychological edge they exploit. While most people react emotionally, the wealthy remain rational. They anticipate panic and greed, knowing that timing is everything. They prepare for downturns and capitalize on them. They know that success isn't about following the crowd, it's about being prepared to act when others hesitate. So how can you apply this in practical terms? Start small. Build knowledge, not just money. Follow global trends. Track sectors like AI, renewable energy, and healthcare innovation. Look for patterns in market cycles. Network with those who have experience and learn from their decisions. Focus on assets that generate real value, not just hype. Over time, your financial decisions become informed, deliberate, and resilient. Another critical point, mindset. The rich think in terms of decades, not months. Patience is more powerful than chasing short-term gains. Avoid the trap of constant comparison or reacting to every headline. Instead, plan, anticipate, and let compounding work in your favor. The next 5 years will not reward impulsivity. They will reward preparation, insight, and strategic risk-taking. Ultimately, understanding the capital compass isn't about mimicking wealth. It's about seeing the world through a lens most people overlook. It's about recognizing patterns, understanding shifts before they happen, and positioning yourself to thrive regardless of economic turbulence. The next 5 years are going to be defining. Those who understand the principles of foresight, leverage, and strategic action will be the ones writing their own financial stories. And now that you have this insight, the question is simple. Will you wait for the future to happen to you, or will you navigate it with intention? If you found this breakdown valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more insights that help you understand money, markets, and opportunities before everyone else. Remember, knowledge is the true currency, and the best time to prepare for the next 5 years is now.